Okay, I don't know what's wrong with Google, but when I started recording, someone got removed. But it says here that they could join again once the recording has started. Anyway, so can you see my PowerPoint now?
Yes, Miss.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, Miss.
All right. So
Yes,
let's
ma'am.
get started because we might have, long discussion. So again, our topic this afternoon is about resume and application letter. So writing a good or powerful resume and application letter. Both of these documents are really crucial and really important when you will apply because these are the documents that will help the employers to really determine whether you match, okay, the organization's mission, vision, goals, as well as their culture, or whether you are really appropriate or the best candidate for the position. Okay, so you cannot um, take these documents for granted. Just simply submit something that you downloaded from online. Okay, you should know how it should be done or the proper way of making or preparing a resume and application letter, because I am sure that in the near future, in case that this particular discussion um, has not been given to you, you will just go online and then download and then edit your name. But you have to really make sure that you know how to make things really personal. When I say personal, the details that you include in the application letter and resume are really true about you. Okay, really true about you, meaning to say you cannot lie. Okay, I just want to make it clear that here you will be allowed, okay, to make or make up some details, or I mean information or experiences that are not really true about you. But in the future, of course, you cannot do that. Okay, you will only put the information or details, experiences, or whatever expertise that you will claim. Okay, should be really true about you. Okay, so the goal this afternoon is for you to name the basic parts of a resume and application letter, to describe the common and modern formats in writing a resume. Okay, why do we have to say common and modern formats? Because as you know, our times have been really so dynamic, and that means that we really have to change our uh, we have to really change and improve the way we do things. So the traditional ways are really classical, especially that they are the safest ways to, for example, in making a resume or application letter. You have the simplest way to do it, but to make yourself more competitive, or to make yourself more how to call this one, job ready, okay, or that you are the best applicant for that, you really have to also step up and really make sure that it's not you, okay, not you, will just be the basis. Will, like, when you appear on your scheduled interview, they will also look at the resume and your application letter. And when they see that your application letter and resume are properly done or well structured and well thought of, then that means that you are serious about this, and that it's giving them the impression that you are serious about your work. Okay, that means you will deliver, okay, deliver good or clean outputs. Okay, because that's why I'm sure that you witnessed that. I think there was one session when I was really furious about your margins, your layout, okay, or the font styles and the font sizes were not according to my format or the expected way that it should be presented. We call that in technical writing normal procedure. When you say normal procedure, in writing technical documents or general documents, there are expected formats, okay, expected ways that it would really look so clean and professional. And if your layout and all of the things there in your document are just really messy, then you are also giving the impression to your employer or to the HR who's interviewing you that you're a messy person and that you are really mediocre. Okay, meaning to say, okay, so medyo this person will only settle for less, and this person will not give me excellent outputs that um, our company is known for. Because if their culture is really that excellent, or they really aim for excellence, so that means you always have to carry your task to a high standard, then they will see that in the preliminary documents that you will submit them during the employment process, which is the submission of your resume and application letter, as well as the job interview. So these are really important. Okay, so again, don't wonder if you're not if you didn't get a call, okay, after a few days or a few weeks, okay, because probably they've seen something wrong about your submission or how you answered the job interview questions, okay. And then the goal, or the end goal here, is to really write resume and application letter, okay. When you say compelling, that means you're job ready, okay. That means it's really convincing that um, you as a person, you are, of course, you have the high potential to be really hired because of your skills and everything, but also you have your powerful and convincing resume and application letter. Okay, now let's start with the resume. So a resume, it's a document that summarizes your personal data, your educational background and training, your business or professional experience and qualifications, and your achievement highlights. So basically, you're trying to sell yourself here to the market, whether bibenta ka ba, something like that, okay? You are really job ready. You all have the skills, okay? And right now, I really want you to take all the possible opportunities that you could, okay? For example, there are free webinars and trainings that you could join, so that you can put something in your resume, hindi lang siya blank, okay? That's also a downside when you don't really have anything to present, okay. Like, how are you going to convince the people, or the HR or the employers, to hire you if you have nothing to offer to them, okay. And um, of course, you can offer something if you have experience, and if you have really the chances and opportunities to learn, okay, and be job ready. Okay, so when you say qualifications, these include your educational background, your skills, like technical and practical skills, managerial skills, and your achievement highlights. Of course, this is something to do with um, your awards. Okay, we will get into or go through each section as we continue. So here is the common format, okay, with general sections and labels that you will find in any basic resume. So you can see there's a picture section where you put your section. Basically, yung email address, yung age, yung name, contact number, birth date, sex, or gender. You have your photo. That's the header, okay? That's typically what you see on top of the resume. Sometimes it has um, a unique layout, okay, but it looks like that typically. And then after that, you have your objective. So your objective expresses what you want, what you're looking for, okay, or what you're aiming, okay, in this particular employment process or procedure. Then you have education, relevant experience, okay, be it really specific to your field, or your program or profession, or general ones that are still relevant, okay. You have here honors and awards, and then references. And if you have affiliations and activities, you can put that there. When you say affiliations, professional affiliations, if you're a member of an organization, okay, be it local or international, you can put that there, or national level. Say, for example, in YMCA, or something that has something to do with youth organizations, locally and nationally, or you also have international, okay. Especially for those who will become professionals, for you will have to join certain organizations and associations to really have more trainings and hear what the experts say at a certain particular time in your chosen field, okay. So here, these are either companies or organizations that you are really connected with, okay, or connected to, right? So again, this is the plain sample or structure how basically a resume looks like. But this one, we go to the career objective because career objective is really important because it's also one way of telling the employer that whether your vision, okay, your vision as an employee matches theirs, okay, whether you can contribute something, okay, because that also summarizes your overall skills, okay, overall skills, and that how you look yourself positively as an employee or as an applicant. So here are some of the examples. Are you following?
Yes,
Yes,
Miss.
miss. Yes, miss.
If you have questions, please don't hesitate to ask because this is the time that you can raise questions regarding resume and application letter. Kasi I don't like that in the future you will say na wala ako wako'y nakatunan or I don't really know how to make a resume and application letter. Para at least at the same time you can transfer the knowledge that you will gain from this learning opportunity. Okay, kasi many of your family members probably, or some of your family members, or even including your cousins, don't really know and don't have the experience writing these documents. So you can share the knowledge, okay? So here are some of the examples of career objectives. Some of them are really general and you could go really so specific when writing or formulating your career objectives, depending on um, whether you have a definite position, sometimes if you have a definite position, and location where to apply, okay? But again, I guess the examples here are really generic, okay? So one, secure a challenging position in a reputable organization to expand my learnings, knowledge, and skills. Very generic, but of course that is also a safe entry because most of the companies out there do someone's distracting me. Hold on. All right. Second, seeking a challenging position to work in any environment where I can show my workability with good analytical and strong technical skills. Seeking an entry level. So, especially if you are a fresh graduate, the safest way to formulate or express your intention, okay, is to use the word entry level position. Normally, yung entry level position is used if there is no specific position identified that's opened, okay, open for hiring. So you can just put any position, meaning to say you are open to working as a junior, or someone who's really neophyte and beginner in that particular workplace, okay. So as you can see, some of the words here are really complementary, meaning to say you complement the company where you want to apply. Okay, like for example, high level professional environment, and this is referring to the company that the person is targeting to apply. Okay, or to be part of. And then another example is to secure employment with a reputable company where I can utilize my skills and business studies background to the maximum. Okay, so this one can be used by CBA students. Okay, as you can see, there is this business studies phrase. Okay, and then you also have a highly organized and hardworking individual looking for a responsible position to gain practical experience. So dito parang ano dito pang fresh grad siya. All right. To make use of my international skills to achieve goals of a company that focuses on customer satisfaction and customer experience. So I think this is for BPO companies, especially CSRs. Okay, but you can also include communication skills, like to make use of my communication and interpersonal skills to achieve goals of a company that focuses on customer satisfaction and customer service experience. Okay, And then I think I included something that is wala siguro diri. It wasn't safe. Anyway, so an example I think that's close to your program is seeking a position in a competitive environment that would challenge me to push my boundaries and expand my knowledge in this field of computer science. You can just be generic in that um, example, okay? But you can also identify or specify your skills, like for example, seeking a position in a competitive environment that would allow me to use my photo editing skills, ano ba? Ano pa mga skills ninyo, programming, etc. You can also include that in your entire career objective. So when you write your resume, I have to see that there is um, a career objective. Okay, usually it's one lang naman eh. Okay, after the header. Okay, we go back to the format. Okay, these are your personal, basic personal information, and then your objective. All right, so moving on. So all entries for the rest. Okay, the rest of or majority of the sections have to be arranged in reverse chronological order, meaning to say you have to list the most recent experience or the most recent award that you received. Okay, and then for references, you cannot put someone from your family tree, okay, or relatives. Hindi siya pwede as a reference to contact and verify your claims, character, or qualifications in the resume. You really have to make sure that your reference or references are really credible and reputable and someone who really knows you, because I have an experience, a recent experience. A colleague of mine in the department is planning to really apply in depth ed, and that she sent already all her documents, and I am one of those references listed. Okay, and so they sent sort of character investigation form. So they really send. Okay, hindi pwede rin na you put their names in your resume and then you didn't inform them. Baka ma-shock sila. And then some companies or employers will call them anytime, okay, without prior notice. So for ethical considerations or to be ethical, okay, you have to inform someone, hey, can I add your name here in my resume as one of my references? Okay, your other references could be your, former high school teacher or college teacher close to you, a principal probably, or a former instructor or professor in college, because that's I think more they could give more accurate information about your technical skills or character, because that's fresh in their memories. Okay, and if the good thing also is that some employers probably are familiar with these people in the tertiary level, because they are also practitioners. And when I say practitioners, the college professors are also working part-time or have worked probably in those companies before, but chose to teach. Okay, so that's the good thing when you cite or include former professors in college. Okay, and then what else? So the importance of reference is to really validate, okay, for the employers to really validate your character and the claims. So, diba, if you put there you are an honor student or you graduated from this degree pero hindi naman pala. So those references are really important for or on the part of the employers to make sure that they are hiring a good person with a clean record, okay? So hindi yung puro invento-invento na nag-graduate ka sa Princeton University, wala akong pinapatamaan, depende na sa inyo. Okay? So another is here I'm going to show you the possible formats or style, okay, that you will use when you make your own resume. So this one is the simple one, okay? This follows the traditional format. Everyone is here pa? Are you following?
Yes, miss.
Yes, yes, miss.
Yes, miss.
Okay. So you have here the symbol or the basic format of a resume. So it's up to you if you will just use or follow this one. But normally, as you can see, L'Oreal Cardano or Cardano's font size is bigger compared to the others. And the rest should be similar, okay? So for example, itong objective, profile, education, and skills, they are all in capital letters, but they should have the same font size with the rest of the texts below, whether it's a heading or not, okay? So dapat ma-highlight sila. That's why they're all in capital letters. But again, their font size should be the same with the ones here, like for example, the details or the sub details that you can see. So this is how it looks like. Okay, so you can make use of dividers. Okay, as simple as that. All right. And then here, I think you just look at how familiarize it. Okay, I think that's really simple. So here, you can really see that it's in reverse chronological order. Okay, you have 2010 to 2015, down to 2007, 2010. I'm sure, yeah, 2010. Okay, I'm going to walk you through in each of the section as I show you my own example. So as you can see, there is the basic objective. The profile is an additional section. Okay, profile is an additional section. It's like a bio note. Okay, bio note that the employer or HR or the interviewer could just simply look at or read, that summarizes your entirety as a person or as an applicant. You can add that. You can also add some other labels, like for example, professional engagements. Okay, professional engagements refer to experiences and opportunities when you were, for example, invited as a guest speaker related to your, or research speaker related to your field. Okay, related to your chosen program. So you can include that there as a separate one, although you can put that there as under experience, work experience. But you can simply put a demarcation line or a thin line na all your work experiences have to be purely employment. Okay, you really worked for certain months and weeks, but for weeks, not months, years, not weeks, months and years. Okay, so for the professional engagements like invitations, you can put a separate section for that, like professional engagement. Okay, and then here are the modern styles. You have to really be careful when making a stylized format because you might overdo it. You might put a lot of designs. So it has to, again, look professional. I hope that since these are computer science students, you are all computer science students, you will choose the right designs for yourselves. Okay. So here are the stylized formats. Okay. So you can do it that way. And I think there are a lot of similar designs that you can find in Canva. Okay, some of them are for free, some of them are not. But again, you have to be very careful. One, for the font sizes, you might go super big, okay, which can be really distracting and overwhelming for the reader. Para siyang joke tignan. Yes, Maven.
Excuse me, Miss, pwede ra may mo borrow og template sa mga kuan para anong word or katong mong dimension?
Yes. Okay. You just have to make sure that something is off. You need to edit and modify it. Okay. If something's off with a given template, okay, you can edit it and just add your own details. Okay. And remove unnecessary designs or icons. Okay. Just go professional. Okay. Or simple. It also has to suit your personality. Pero hindi naman porket sinabi kong personality, pabonggahan rin yung mga designs. Hindi, dapat it has to look professional pa din. Okay? So here you can see some people would argue that, oh, do not represent your skills or experience using these skills, but they don't actually matter because you have the opportunity to talk about your skills in the job interview. Okay? That's my counter argument. Okay? They don't really mind, especially for icons like this one. This one is, I think, really good representation of your skills or experience. By the way, yung skills and experience rating is an additional section. Okay, lahat ng additional section can be added between or after all the basic sections, but basically the references um, section comes after or comes last. Okay, so siya yung pinakahuli talaga yung references. Okay, all right. So you can put your photo like this, and then please avoid really choosing big fonts. Okay, kasi nakaka-overwhelm and distract siya. Okay. What else? All right. So the basic things that I need to see in your resume are, of course, here I'm expecting that I will see objective, education, relevant experience, honors and awards. Okay. And then if you have honors and awards, you may remove that if wala, ha? Kung wala talaga. But if, again, for now, you can either go realistic na feel mo wala ka namang award na matatanggap, so wag na lang lagyan, okay? And or you can put honors and awards there just to make it more complete, okay, or to look complete, but you can go realistic without it is fine. But I need to see objective, education, relevant experience, and then references, okay? And your skills, okay? Your skills. I'm going to show you my own example, especially the arrangement of the details, so that you can have a closer look of it. Okay. Please don't get overwhelmed with my own example because I have longer experiences. So it can look, how do you call this one? Heavy, okay? Anyway, so because others would typically say that the resume should only be 1 or 2 pages, okay? But depends. It actually depends on your experience, how vast your experiences are, okay? So basically, I've mentioned in the previous meeting that I have to spot the difference between curriculum vitae and resume. Can someone tell us, okay, or basic your basic or stock knowledge regarding the difference between resume and curriculum vitae? What's the difference? Anyone? Kabanag, any idea?
Ma'am, pardon again a question.
Do you have any idea as to the difference between curriculum vitae and resume? Because what I'm particularly showing you is my curriculum vitae / resume. No idea?
Ang curriculum vitae, ma'am, is more on educational.
And resume is not?
Resume, ma'am, is like your you will showing your I will be reading your experience like Murag wala
When
man dito siya nakalahi, ma'am.
Are you sure? Okay, because I'm about to say tell you the difference. All right. So when you talk about a resume only outlines, okay, only outlines or includes the information or experiences related to the specific job position that you're applying for. Okay, for example, you became a part-time service crew in Jollibee for 2 years. You think that's a good work experience because that could be also a source of practical and probably interpersonal skills. But is it related to the technical position that you're applying for? No, but you can discuss that in the interview, but you cannot put that in your resume, okay? Because your resume should only outline the experiences and other related information, particularly the experiences, work experiences that are related to your field, especially the trainings as well. Okay, hindi ka pwedeng maglagay ng first aid training if you're applying as an engineer. Okay, like a senior engineer or architect in your in that particular company. So hindi siya required. But in the curriculum vitae, you can put all, as in everything, from first year to fourth year college, regardless if it's about Red Cross training, it's about earthquake drill, and then some of them are about or related to your program in preparation for the job. Then you can put that everything in the curriculum vitae. The thing with me here is that the curriculum vitae, I treat my curriculum vitae and my resume the same because I am working in the academe or in the university, and majority or all of my experiences are related to being a teacher, or were all related to being a teacher. That's why I interchangeably use my resume format and my or document and my curriculum vitae. So I just remove it. I just remove the word curriculum vitae if they're not asking for my curriculum vitae, because it works as my resume as well. Again, because all of my experiences here are related to education, so I don't have to worry. Okay, all right. So here, again, you can include a profile. You can have a shorter one, but here I have again longer experiences or experience than you, so it has more details. And yeah, so we start with my photo and my name right here, and my contact details. Okay, can add icons, but make sure that they are small, okay, that they're just enough to be recognized. I hope that you can see. And then you have your personal information, and then this is what I'm talking about, professional organization. When I said professional organization affiliation, then I have scholarship grants. Miss, why did you put them first? Because I think that they are more catchy to be there, because the employer will be impressed. So that's the reason why I put them there first. That I am currently a member of a Linguistic Society of the Philippines, and then Philippine Association for Language Teaching. Okay, and then scholarship grants, that's giving them the impression that I am that I was a scholar. Okay, and then here you can see my educational background. Again, the rest of the details here should be from recent to the oldest entry. Okay, so my recent education was from De La Salle. That's why you can see here 2017 to 2020. Okay, and then my undergrad was in Negros Oriental State University, and then you can see the year. You can have a space. You can have a particular arrangement, just like what you saw in the previous sample, that there is the school and then a little space all the year, and they're all aligned. Could be that way. Okay, but this one, but that for me was really going to consume a lot of spaces, because I have a lot of things to put. Okay, I cannot simply condense them in one page or two. So here you can see you have the school, the year, and then the degree, what's your degree, and then the address, okay, the general address of the school. Now, if you are a student, you can still probably put here ongoing, okay, after here, like for example, ongoing. Can you see that?
Yes, miss.
You can put that there if you're applying as a part-timer. Okay, you can put that there. And then you change here 2017 to present. You get that if you're applying as a part-timer. Okay, next you have the honors and awards. I placed them before my experiences because I think that they are more catchy to be presented first. So as you can see, my awards are presented from the recent, okay, to the oldest date. So I have here 2020. Okay, so if you have an award, you have to identify what the award is. For example, this one, okay, you have the award, whether it's undergrad or master's. And then, of course, the event, okay, you have there the commencement exercises, of course, the year. The same here, you have the year, okay? And then you have the location or the address, and then the date, of course, okay? So you have those dates. So 2020, 2016, and then you have 2016, and then 2016, Okay. Other dates could be okay. The last is 2013. So you can see it should be arranged from the recent to the oldest date. Same for the employment background. Okay, you start with the recent to the oldest. Okay, so for example, here this is my current job. So you can include the logo of the company para meron naman siyang kaartehan ng konti. But again, do not over stylize. Okay. So you have here the university or the company, and then you have the address. Okay, and then the inclusive date. Okay, inclusive months or years. You can put that there, and then the position. Okay. Okay, you have the position. I currently have two positions in the university as an instructor and as the vice chair in the Office of Curriculum and Instruction. So my previous employment were on in the LaSalle. I think it's a part-time language teacher, and then I was also a part-time teacher before. So you can see the date here, 2019, 2017. Again, don't forget your position, specific position, and then the location. So whenever you make your own resume, you have to look at the example so that you will be guided. Ano mga details na dapat, because I'm going to check per section. All right, let's head on to, again, this is another additional section, and you will earn extra point for that. Okay, I will add, I think 5 to 10 points for the additional section aside from the expected ones. So webinars and trainings conducted. So this means that I was the either the resource speaker or the organizer. So of course, they're all true. These are all true about me. So yeah. Anyway, still the same from the recent to the oldest. Okay, and then research work if you have. Okay, and then if you have research papers just like these, then you can include that there because that will give them the idea that you can research. You know how to conduct research, and then if you have trainings attended, like for example workshops, you can also put that there. And then what else? Speaking engagements, I told you, you can also add speaking engagements. And then mga coaching, again, kaya siya mahaba kasi I included my coaching experiences, my judging stints. So those are all relevant sa education. That's why I included it there. So walang ligtas ang aking mga experiences both for my curriculum vitae and my resume. So I also included my hosting stints because in a university you are also, or you can be the university host or the resident host. So you can put that there. And then leadership experiences, if you have leadership experiences, you have to include the position and then the organization and then the inclusive date. Okay. So for example, I am affiliated as well with Gawad Kalinga, and I used to be their core group coordinator. Then that started in February 2015 to present. But disclaimer lang ha, this present is a little bit like a prank. Okay, kasi hindi na ako nakakapag-connect ngayon sa Gawad Kalinga. So just to be honest. So another is, for example, if you joined some organizations in your undergrad, then you can put it there. Like for example, press information, and then what organization, League of Students organization. So as you can see, I had so many organizations when I was a student in NORSU. Okay, so another is here, my affiliation. So pag affiliation organization where you are a member of, you can put the name of the organization and then your position, whether you're an editor, you are the president or whatever, and then the dates. Okay, and then the other skills, ito kasi I didn't find it really life-changing, so hindi ko na siya pinagandahan. Okay, but you can put just simply those skills. Like me, I have basic Photoshop editing skills, video editing, audio mixing. I know those things, how to make a tarpaulin, brochure, magazine. I know how to put them together, okay, all of the elements. So yeah, that's an additional factor. But you know, the downside of knowing a lot of things, like you know how to make a brochure, a tarpaulin, when you start teaching like me, ikaw yung pinapagawa ng lahat ng mga ganyan kasi wala silang alam. So yun, that's the downside because you get a lot of work. And then let's go to the references. Okay, the references here, of course, you have the name of the person, the email, and then your relationship with the person, whether you were like a student, former student, or that person is your advisor. Okay, and then the location or the company where that person is working, and then some contact numbers. Okay, of course you need to include the contact number. Okay, the person, and then where that person is working, your relationship with that person, and contact number. Okay, at least two references. At least two references. Okay. So remember that I claimed there that I am affiliated with Gawad Kalinga. So I had this person placed here so that they can confirm that I am a member or I am affiliated with Gawad Kalinga. Okay, so that's how you put things in perspective. Okay, did you get it?
Yes, miss.
Yes,
Yes,
miss.
So
miss.
we need to see properly constructed resume, dili kay gakaraiyan ng mga font style, font size, okay, and the placement of all the details. So you have to look at the samples before you submit, okay, if it's clean or not. I'm going to discuss the application letter. Hopefully you still have 5 minutes with me, but anyway, um, let's go to the application. Okay, so I'm reloading the PowerPoint. So as you can see that an application letter is a sales letter in which a job applicant markets their skills, okay, their skills, abilities, experiences, and knowledge. So everything has to be very consistent from your application letter to your resume, okay? They should say the same things about you or details about you. It's just that here in the application letter, it's in the paragraph form and you are very selective. You will just choose the highlights from your resume or curriculum vitae. Okay, again, curriculum vitae is more detailed. You can put everything, all your experiences as a professional, but in the resume, you will only put all the details that are relevant to the position that you are applying for. Okay, and then here, as for the format, please don't be confused. You can see here that there is return address, but the return address is no longer required because we have really embraced, okay, the new times, okay, with the advent of technology. Kasi before, you have to put your return address so that the company or the employer can contact you right away, okay, where they could send your where they could send their confirmation that they will be scheduling you with a job interview. Kasi, di ba, before we just send a letter inside an envelope and then we wait for a response. Okay, I don't know if makarelate mo, but that was in the early 2000s and 1990s. So we can remove the return address, but I'm going to show you sample in a while. So you can see the okay, are you still here? Can
Yes,
you give
miss.
me additional 5 to 10 minutes? Is that fine to finish everything?
Yes, miss.
Okay.
Yes,
All
miss.
right, let's continue. So you have here in the presentation, you have inside address is, of course, the recipient, and then you have the date of sending it. Okay, date of sending, and then the inside address. Inside address includes the name of the hiring manager or the supervisor. So you really need to know who is the right person to be indicated there. Okay, but in your case, you can just put any name. Okay, but of course not yourself because that's supposed to be the person who will hire you or who you will address or to whom you will address the application, and then the company name and then the company address. Okay, then you have 2 to 3 spaces. You have the salutation, like for example, dear Miss or Mister. Okay, and then you have here the different parts. First, you need to outline how you saw, okay, or where you saw the job posting and express your interest in working there, in working in working this role. So here in opening paragraph, you have to make a strong statement as well. You don't have to right away state kasi I've mentioned to you that there is this thing as cover letter. Some job hiring positions are urgent, okay, and then they're really specific. So you can just send a cover letter, which is very short. Like you can just say, I saw your job posting on Facebook, and it says that you're looking for someone who blah 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 blah. I think I am. I'm going to show you an example, huh? So cover letter is a very short version of the application letter, okay, application letter, and cover letter also functions a different um, serves also a different function, okay? And then you discuss some of your qualifications in the second paragraph, okay? So basically, itong first paragraph, you will grab the attention of your employer, and at the same time, you tell your name, okay? And then your degree, basically the basic things about you. And then the second paragraph, you go discussing your qualifications. You can arrange them according to first your technical skills, then the second one will be your generic skills as a professional. Could be 2 paragraphs lang, okay? Your qualifications on the second or in the second paragraph could include your work experiences or your trainings, okay? And the skills that you possess. And then the next paragraph, which is you have to describe your, actually depende sa inyo, basta yung body talaga. In the body, the employer or the HR should be able to read your highlights or the achievement highlights or qualifications. Pwedeng mauna yung educational background, and then your work experiences, or your work experiences and then educational background. Pero ideal way is you present your educational background first, and then your work experiences, and then your generic skills or like practical skills as a professional or as an employee. So you have basically 3 paragraphs. Your 3 paragraphs don't really have to be long, okay? Don't have to be long. Like 1 paragraph can have 3, okay? 3 to 5 sentences, and they are enough already, okay? And then here, after that, you have to leave or skip another space where you could express your appreciation to the hiring manager for reviewing your letter. So here you are now closing, okay? Making your closing paragraph. So in that particular paragraph, you have to ask for an interview, okay? And then you provide contact details, where or what particular mode they could contact you, whether it's an email or a phone number, and then express gratitude, like you thank them for considering your application. And then your complimentary close, you have your name, you have your sincerely or respectfully, comma, and then you have a few spaces with your name over printed, signature over printed name. So the key points here is that you have to use the full block format aligned to the left margin, and then indent the body should indent of the body should be justified. I know for sure that you know what justified means. 2 spaces between the date and the inside address, 2 spaces between the inside address and the salutation, 2 spaces between the salutation and the body, 1 space between paragraphs in the body, and 4 spaces between the complimentary close and your signature line, okay? So you have to double check these guidelines before you submit your application letter. Because if I see that your spacing are too many, your spaces, you have too many spaces in your paragraphs or in between the sections, then I will automatically deduct points. All right. So the question here is, are the cover letter and the application the same? Okay. My answer, of course, is yes and not really, because it depends. Okay. Cover letter may function may serve 2 different functions. Okay, I'm going to show to you first a cover letter that is straightforward to applying, okay, a certain job position. Okay. Again, usually yung mga cover letters are really short if there's an urgent hiring for that particular opening, and what that applicant should do is to be really straightforward in his application. Okay, so as you can see, you have the date. Can you see it now?
Yes, miss.
Okay, you can see here the date. Okay, we start from the first line. Okay, So June 5, 2021, and then you have two spaces between the date and the inside address. So you have here the details, and then two spaces between the inside address and the salutation. So you have to use colon, by the way, if it's your first time to contact that person, colon, comma, if you have already built a rapport before, you have communicated before, you were former classmates, you can use comma, okay? All right, so if you have the same positions, okay. So here, it's very straightforward. You have one paragraph basically telling that please accept my enclosed application for the position of executive assistant to your vice president of operations. I'm pleased to say that my qualifications match your job requirements perfectly. In my current role with Genex Engineering, I handle all the same duties and much more as executive assistant to the president and CAO for the past 4 years. My experience, education, strong communication skills, and ability to manage complex tasks and solve problems make me an ideal candidate for a position. So here again, this is very straightforward, but this is not good if you are a first timer. Okay, if you're a first timer, if you have less experience, because they can't find anything yet that you can really offer. So I do not suggest, and this is not your requirement. This is not your what you're going to submit is an application letter, a detailed one, not a cover letter. Now, another function of a cover letter is it can be simply a cover letter. So if a company where you're working is requesting you to submit, okay, pag minsan lang, okay, Mr. Tyros, please submit your updated TOR, your certificates, blah, 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 and relevant pertinent records on Monday. Pero nagwo-work ka na, okay? You're working in that company. So once all your details are important or information and even the certificates or all the information that they requested to be submitted, then you can make a cover letter. So here is the content, okay? As per requested by your office, attached are my transcript of records, training, certificates, and other relevant pertinent records identified in the memo or email. So here we put them here, the same content. Let's say yan, okay? And then all right. As you can see, it could function as like that, okay? A cover letter meaning to say it's like telling or giving information what you're about to submit or what are attached or what are inside a particular folder. So it's called a cover letter, okay? And usually cover letters use short size bond paper, okay? So that's the difference between application and cover letter. So here is my sample application letter. With some side notes. I'm going to share this with you para na amoy guide when you make your own application letter. So I submitted this one in 2020, I think, when I applied for the position. So it's kind of detailed because it's my goal is to really sell myself to them. So here I told you that you have the basic parts. You have the date and then the recipient of your letter, including the position and the organization or the company, and then the location or the address. And then you have here, dear sir, the salutation. Okay. So I told you that when you begin, how many paragraphs do you see? 3 major paragraphs, right? 3 major paragraphs in the typical format. But this one, kasi I was applying for a plantilla position, a permanent position, so I had to add more. So you don't be caged o ayaw mo og pondo lang na ay dapat kuan 1 or 2 paragraphs ra ako ang application letter. It depends on how vast your experience is, ha? So it depends. All right. So here you can start with a very strong opening statement. You don't just simply say I am, for example, I am Aiko Cereales, and I write to you today to express my interest. That is a very traditional way of saying it or opening it. Okay, you have to start with a power statement. Okay, can you read it? everybody? Can you see it? A person with a passionate heart and with an earnest desire to serve in full capacity is applying for a plantilla position in the university. And then you start telling your name. I am, and I am one of the instructors here because I was an instructor since 2016. And then through this letter, I would like to shortly enumerate my major qualifications as a professional and or as an employee in general. Etong first statement, ito siya ha. The first opening statement could be, ito yung options nyo, but you can also make your own. You can look for other samples online and then you have to make your own. So you can start your first paragraph with this. With strong qualifications and experience in programming, I would like to apply as, and then you have the position in your company, period. I am, and I have read the job post on Facebook, and through this letter, I'm going to present or discuss my qualifications for the position. Or you can say, being a competent and experienced computer programmer, then you can have that, okay? Or a very competent and skilled computer programmer is expressing his interest or her interest to apply for the job position that you posted on Facebook, period. I am, you can start like that. Are you following?
Yes, Miss.
Yes,
So
miss.
that's how you make a powerful and compelling application letter. You can also say a person who is eager to learn and be mentored would like to be part of your competent company. I am, then you go, you proceed to discussing your intention. Say, I would like to shortly enumerate my major qualifications. And then in the second paragraph, you can highlight the best things about you first. For example, you graduated as magna cum laude, and then you have those awards. Then you can have one paragraph for your awards, okay? And then second paragraph, if you are a licensed professional teacher or like I know that it's not a board course, but you can probably have, you have an accreditation as a technician or whatever, you can put that there. And then another, yes,
Yes.
hurry up, tiga klase ko.
Sorry. Sinang magpatambar mo, mag-open mag-Wi-Fi.
Di ba start naman, Ron?
Oh, start naman. Nga, what if na yung mag-open mag-Wi-Fi?
Dili. Wala. Off yun siya. Wala, there's no Wi-Fi in the kuan. There's no Wi-Fi in the room.
What if lahat ba?
Kisa
Hindi
na?
naman ako yung mga laptop nga open lang Wi-Fi.
Kisa ningon?
Dali, gagatuloy ko mga kudarin.
Wala, i-off, ipa-off ang kuan, ipa-off ang internet, and tanawa lang if ikaw mega kuan, ikaw mega proctor.
Oo, okay. Di pag puli ko na sa RAM.
Okay. Bantayi lang yun nga, dili sila mo open a website. Pero dapat naka-off, tanawa tong kabalo mga tanawa na, no, i-off ang ilang Wi-Fi. Only mo kuan na sila Wi-Fi pag mo send na sila sa ilang answers. Mga PhD na, no? Mga PhD. O sige na kayo, magtabas ko klase. Okay, and then let's proceed to the last paragraph, okay? Again, if you have less experience, you can have 2 to 3 paragraphs, but it's mandatory that you state your personality or the qualities that you have as a person. Say, for example, you are good at working with different personalities, or it's not a problem with you. And then you can also say, as a person, I am always willing to learn, relearn, and learn things, not just to achieve personal goals, but also institutional goals, or that you are an open type of person. Okay, I'm a capable person along with variety of talents and skills, etc. And then you're a well-rounded person, well-motivated person. This is where you put all those qualities before you end your application letter. So you can see here, for your reference, please find attached to this letter the pertinent papers needed to be included in the pool of applicants for the position. This includes various qualifications that I have for your perusal, okay? And then here is now the pinaka-closing na gyud. I am definitely open for a closed-door interview, okay? again, I mentioned earlier that you need to ask for an interview kasi that's the goal, okay? To clarify and discuss my qualifications with you. You can contact me at or through 09 blah 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 and then or via email, okay? And then you indicate your email there, and then you can say thank you for considering or thank you very much for considering my application. Okay, I look forward to hearing your positive response for this humble application. And then you have 2 spaces for your complimentary close, and then you have 3 spaces for your signature line. Can you see that?
Yes, miss.
Okay, I will be giving you the copy of this one, but please don't mind the spacing. As you can see, ayan, and daming space because this is in the PDF version. But the Word version is just the typical clean copy. Okay, but here I added some notes so that it will serve as your guide. Okay, you read the guide and you read the sample so that you can make sense of what is supposed to be included in your application letter. All right, is that a deal?
Deal, ma'am.
Yes, miss.
Okay, any questions, clarifications? Deadline will be okay, the questions.
No, miss, all clear.
None, miss.
Okay, the deadline will be 16. No. Yeah, 16. January 16. You have enough time pa, diba? January 16. Deadline is on January 16. That's Monday. So 5 p.m. Para, but I will also be posting it ahead of time. If you, of course, you need consultation, miss, is this correct na? Should I submit this? Or you have an advice, whatever. You can do that. You can send me an email, or I will just post the submission as early as possible and then just inform me in the group chat that you submitted your application and resume for initial checking, okay? And then you can just unsubmit that and then edit for final submission. Okay?
Thank you, miss.
Okay? No more questions, clarifications? Maven, did you listen?
No. Yes, I
Yes.
really listen, Char.
Please do not fail me, okay? I need to see a well-constructed and well-structured application letter and resume. Again, do not over-stylize, okay? Do not over-stylize your resume. Di ko ganaan makita mga butterfly, ha? O ka ng mga dagko kay mga colors. You have to make it simple and professional. Is that clear?
All clear,
Yes,
ma'am.
miss.
Yes, miss. Yes, ma'am. Yes, miss.
Tyros, please wait for my message within today because I'm going to assign the submission for your essay for the plagiarism checker.
Yes, miss. Thank you, miss.
Who else? Only Tyros? Okay, since you have no more questions, thank you very much for joining our session. But wait, I'm going to check the attendance one more time so that those who were late will be also checked. Okay, sige, let's see. Please turn on your cameras quickly. Please memorize your speech because our presentation starts next week. Did you start memorizing your speeches already?
Yes, miss.
Yes, miss.
Yes, miss.
I'd singi-singi ha Maven ha basig sige ra mo og selfie wa mo nag-memorize kay pang anon jud ta mo. Okay.
Good.
All right, thank you. Your attendance is now checked. You may now go. Thank you very much. Class dismissed.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, miss. Goodbye.
Miss.